This is going to be a Drizzle Bloom resin pour in our Crystal Edge round mold. I'm going to be using Art Pro resin by Resin Pro for this technique because it always works great. For my colors, I chose Prism Violet acrylic ink, some Prussian blue acrylic ink, beautiful blue and purple colors, and then I have a brand new resin ink from Octopus Fluids called Shadow, and it's a purplish gray. Didn't work so well in a different pour, but it did work well in this one. And then I have some purple mica powder, mixing it up there, some white pigment paste, and then I use some gorgeous Darkside holographic glitter in with my crushed glass for the center. And I did use some Pearl X Micropearl, just one tiny scoop in my push. It was made a little bit darker than a normal push, but it was pretty nonetheless. And this recipe comes from my great friend Petra from Petty's Home Art. She created this Drizzle Bloom technique. I didn't really get a bloom with this, but I love the big petals that I've got, or the big cells, not petals really. I've been chasing big cells for so long, and I'm finally just getting them over and over again, no matter what I do. So Petra's recipe here, and I'll link down to her videos below. I believe she has 748, 750, and 753 where she does this technique. And she's just taking the first three colors. Mine are the Prism Violet, Prussian Blue, and the Shadow Resin ink. And you're just randomly pouring these just all over the place, which is good for me because I make such a mess normally. Petra always has such a calm way of doing resin pours, and I start going, oh my God, it's going wrong, and I start dripping and blobbing all over the place. And I was a little apprehensive of how this would turn out. But as I was watching her videos and listening to her recipe and how she did it, which you guys can watch her videos for the recipe since this is her pour, I noticed it is a lot like the same pours I do in this mold. I have the Galaxy pour and the Geometric pour, which I got from Sunfire Designs. I have my changed up star flower thing. It's basically anywhere from 2 to 3 colors with or without a mica powder and the white. And it really doesn't seem like, sometimes like here you're putting the colors down onto the face of the mold. And I'm talking a lot here because this goes on forever. I think I had almost 6 ounces to put down just drizzling colors. And I haven't done another one of these that I'll have up in a few days where I actually put the mold on a turntable so I could get the resin going in different angles. But anyhow, in all the different pours, sometimes you put down colored resin to cover the bottom. Sometimes you put down clear resin. And in Petra's recipe here, you don't put anything down, you just start drizzling the colors. And I think what's great about it is in the finished result, you actually do see a beautiful blend of all the colors. Like the blue doesn't take over the purple, or the purple doesn't take over the blue. You get a hint of all the colors in there. And the resin ink, it's only about 2 drops in like 1.75 ounces, so that's not overpowering anything either. And I do not know the science of resin because, as we know, resin does what resin wants to do. But it's a little hard to see what it's doing here because there's so much of it and I'm still drizzling wondering if it's going to work. And we've had some cold weather, which is why I've been missing for a while. Oh, look at that. I sped it up because I couldn't even deal with watching it anymore. After you get down to the bottom of these glasses or cups, then you do your mica and your white the same way. And I think I had so much resin left, I ended up circling around my crystal edges with it because I was like, how many more dribbles can I do, or drizzles can I do? So you'll see me ringing it here in a second. There I am, getting it up on the crystal edges. I guess it would be better to do it with a light color and a dark color so you could see the difference, because now it just looks like blue soup. And here comes the mica. And the only thing I was worried about, like I said, Petra's very gentle when she does her pours and everything's done with such precision. And I start noticing as I'm pouring, I'm getting big blobs on the ends and I'm like, oh God, is this gonna not work right? But I just had to cross my fingers and hope for the best. And while mine didn't come out looking like a bloom, I'm totally happy with the way it looks. It's my favorite kind of cells. Anyhow, this is the mica powder that I'm just drizzling in the same way. The colors are a little bit lighter than I normally do too. Like I said, I took her recipe and kind of changed it around with stuff that was working for me already. So you just have to make the decision for yourself of how dark or how light you want to make the colors and how much you want of each color. But Petra's good about giving the recipes for her pours and helping people out. And she does such beautiful work anyway. Have I mentioned her enough in this video? Like I said, I'll link to her videos below if you want to see the colors she chose and the mold she chose. And I wonder too, this mold holds, I think I mixed up 11 ounces of resin. I think on some of her molds they were smaller, and I think in one she did a tray. So I was pouring pretty deep for this. You know, this mold's only about 8 inches across. And here comes the white. And you see there where I'm just getting the blobs already. I'm like, oh my gosh. I actually thought of doing this pour with a piping bag, but then I thought I would just have such a mess. And I think with the white here, I actually do spin this around. I spin my wax paper so I can get the white going in a different direction. It looks all crazy, but it does turn out very beautiful. If you see the thumbnail, you know what it's looking like or what it looks like in the finished piece. And here I think I'm going to spin it. Oh, and it's moving too. But like I said, I have another one of this pour that's very similar, but I did it on a turntable that I use for my acrylic painting. And it did help where I could just spin it around and get the colors going different ways. And believe it or not, it came out looking the same. So it didn't matter if the colors were going one way. And like Petra had beautiful little drizzles. Mine just ended up looking like cross-hatched lines because, like I said, I'm not very careful. I just kind of go for the gusto here and try and get all that resin out. And I try not to get the white on the edges, kind of keep it more towards the center so the darker colors can go up on the edges and fill it out. How many minutes am I into this already? I think this video is 8 minutes long, which is pretty long for me. I'm not used to talking this much because I edit my videos down. But Art Pro resin, I'll give them a plug. This is such a reactive resin. I love it. It's a 3:2 resin. So all you have to do is divide the total amount of resin you want. Say it's 8 ounces, divide it by 5, times 3 for A and times 2 for B. It's pretty easy to do in ounces. I don't use grams since that's an overseas thing. And there's the tiny push. I think Petra might do a larger push, but I don't like to have white in the center, so I wanted to be careful so it would hopefully close up. I did use quite a bit of glitter on this one, though. I think I put it in there 3 times. But thank God we got done with that drizzling. And now it's time to wait for the magic to happen. The only other thing with this technique, and I'll have to tell Petra about it, I got micro bubbles on the front of my piece, which I don't get in the other pours. So I don't know, and I tried tapping it. I tried using the torch there. So I'll have to top coat these pieces. It's not terrible, but usually with Art Pro, I have no micro bubbles whatsoever. And here's the reveal. How gorgeous is that? You see the purples and the blues and the white even and the mica powder, and the colors are separated as those gorgeous large cells. Our crystal edge round mold does another great job and created a beautiful finished resin art piece.